Take out the detritus. What's detritus? Crap, trash. Take out the trash. That's what you've got to do to keep your computer running efficiently. What is trash? Wow, here we go. Temporary files. Whenever you have anything in your browser or whatever, it has temporary files. They do nothing. They don't need to be there. They clutter up the computer. All right? Leftovers from installed and uninstalled programs. Every time you get a program that's installed, it scatters things all over the computer. And sometimes, if you install an awful lot of programs or uninstall them, they leave traces there. We're going to look at two programs later that are very popular here. One that we've always used, and one that I now recommend that everybody use. And I give you a caveat on this, or a disclaimer. Often I will recommend programs to you. Don't take it as gospel. I normally try out everything that I recommend. But if you have a better program, please let us know and come up and show us right here how it works. Okay? So it's a mutual admiration society. Browser bits. All kinds of things from the browser. Recycle bin. I went to somebody's house the other week. I was amazed. They had 3,000 items in the recycle bin. 3,000 items. Do you know that's taking up space on the computer? That's still files and folders. However, some people love to put it there. And I looked at some of the items. I said, how old is it? Oh, about 1.5 years. I said, are you ever going to use them again? I mean, the operating system's changed. He's changed his computer. None of those things even apply anymore. He's got favorites in there. He's deleted everything. 50 million shortcuts that he didn't do right. They're all in there. I said, you need to look at your recycle bin. You don't have to delete everything, but it's a good place to leave something in case you make a mistake and want to get it back. You can always just click on it in the recycle bin and click the restore this item, and it will restore it to exactly where it was. So if you're not sure of something, temporarily leave it in the recycle bin. But it's a good idea to clean it out, not to have that many items. The computer is just, you know, trying to walk around. It's clunky, heavy. All right. Orphaned registry entries. Big, big word, registry. My advice, don't mess with it. You make a mistake in the registry, which is the memory of the computer system, you're finished. It does not allow you to bring it back in most cases. Unless you're an expert. We can do it, but you can't, believe me. And it causes big problems when you mess with the registry. And a lot of times there are orphaned registry entries, meaning they're not connected to anything. They're like files, like folders. They're not associated with anything because you've removed the program that it's associated with, but the traces are still left there, the detritus, the trash. Homeless shortcuts, I call them. No place, they don't point to anything anymore because the program doesn't exist. I go to people's house and I see shortcuts, icon. They have iconitis.
Yeah.
You know, iconitis. It's the desktop looks like a mahjong game. There's just icons everywhere, and I click on them. It says, not found, not found, not found, not found, because the programs have been eliminated, but they never took out the shortcut. All right. Startup items, very important. Things that are starting up in your computer without being necessary, slow your computer down. You can go to your startup several ways. We'll talk about that a little later. And of course, my favorite, crapware. Here we go back to that French again. Crapware, no. Crapware. That's stuff that when you buy a PC, it's preloaded by the manufacturer. It's crap. You can sometimes tell Dell or HP, I don't want all this stuff, things to AOL or things to, you know, whatever they put in. There's a variety of stuff, but it slows down the computer. It's not necessary. Anything that makes the computer work harder isn't necessary. All right, here we go. Beware of so-called free registry cleaners. Oh, everybody's seen them. Wow, you can clean out your registry in 1 minute. Well, not only will it clean out your registry, it'll clean out your wallet. Because all it does is scan. And in order for you to get any effect from the scan to remove the problems, you've got to pay for it, right? You've got to pay for the premium version or whatever they call it. And what happens is they don't work. And sometimes the registry cleaners put in stuff that is harmful in computer, what they promise they'll clean. So be very, very careful about going for free registry cleaners. I'm going to show you the programs that are very safe to use, because I use them. I've never had a problem with them. But remember, one man's meat is another man's poison. My computer is different than yours. Every computer, like every human being, has a different DNA or RNA blueprint. They're all different. So what works for me may not work for you. Here's a big question. To turn off or not to turn off the PC? That is the question. How do you maintain a PC if you keep turning it on and turning it off? It's sensitive electronically. There are sensitive electronic components. If you keep turning on the PC off, some people do it boom, 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 boom. If you keep doing that, it can cause electrical problems in the computer. My advice is, if you're going out during the day and you know there's no storm or anything, just turn off the power on your monitor. Click the monitor button and turn it off. That way when you come back, you can be right back where you started. Just click the monitor on. Or you can put your PC to sleep. You can go to start, shut down, and then there's an option there that says sleep. So it just turns off everything temporarily, and then when you come back, you just click your mouse or hit something on the keyboard, and you're back where you started. Now, another issue is at night. At night, should you turn it off? That isn't necessary anymore with the more effective PCs. Earlier PCs, yes. If you have energy, good energy green monitors that they now give you, they're designed to use less power. All the components are. So you have to, there's a big controversy as to whether you should leave it on or off. If you don't have a problem, if you need the PC on at night, remember, if you leave it on, you can get those updates. If you turn it off, nothing comes into your computer, period. Nothing. If you leave your PC on, sometimes you should disconnect your backup, because if you get a virus for some reason in the PC at night, guess where it's going to go? Into your backup drive. You've got to be very careful about these things. These are mostly common sense things that we've talked about. Here's another one. Is defragmentation necessary? Controversy here. In the new systems, the newer computers, I say no. If you've got Vista, if you've got Windows 7, if you have Windows 8, but if you have Windows XP, their defragmentation was a must. Now, what does defragmentation do? It's like when you put in your computer programs and everything, they scatter across all over. It's like a housekeeper, a lousy housekeeper who throws things all over the place instead of putting them away neatly. So it's very hard to find anything. And this is what happens when you install and uninstall a lot of programs. The computer gets fragmented. But only with Windows XP was it really necessary to defragment. It's really not necessary anymore. If you were to run a defragment program, and there is one built into every operating system, it would probably not show you that much or make any effect. There are now programs out there that I'll show you that do exactly the same thing, so you don't have to worry about it. But it's there if you want to play around with it. Now, Here's your PC maintenance checklist. Let's go over these things. Did everybody see that?
Yes. Is this
Now,
gonna be in
This,
is
yes,
this gonna be in something we can print out?
this will be on the video. You can see. I can try and put it up also onto a document. Here's your task. How often should you back up vital files? Recommended frequency, daily or weekly. If you don't have a form of backup right now, you're asking for trouble. You're asking for trouble. As Terry said in his presentation, anytime it's going to bite you. It will. And so it's very important that you have an external hard drive and even another backup source from there. Don't back it up to the PC, obviously, because if the PC goes, your backup goes with it. That doesn't make sense to have an extra drive in the PC for backup. Okay?
Barry, how about the cloud for backup?
Cloud is very good. Yes, you can set up the iCloud, Real Player has a cloud. Yeah, you can set up a cloud backup, but then of course you're limited as to how much you can back up. Microsoft now has what they call the OneDrive. SkyDrive has been replaced by OneDrive, and you get 5 gigabytes or something backup. Other drives, Google Drive has a certain amount of backup. Carbonite, yeah, yes.
I was going to ask, how does the cloud differ from Carbonite or Mozy?
Let me mosey around here a little bit. The question was, how does the cloud differ from Carbonite or Mozy? Carbonite is a specific program, okay, that's used to back up from the cloud. It carries a password and all kinds of things. Mozy is sort of like Dropbox. That's a different type of program that you can carry on your PC, or you can use it on your Apple devices. Apple Dropbox for iOS, also for Android. They're all different forms, and the cloud is just a general characteristic of backup. You can back up with a whole bunch of things to the cloud. That's a class that we're also going to do. Okay, check for viruses. I would say daily. I really would. The way they're coming out, pretty rough. And the level of importance, very high. Where backing up is extremely high, the level of importance is very high. Spyware, at least twice a week. At least twice a week. Very high. Also, update your Windows security at least weekly. Now that normally will happen on Tuesdays, because that's when Microsoft releases, they call it Patch Tuesday, when they do all that stuff. And the level of importance is pretty high. It's not extremely high, but it's high. Clean inside your PC monthly. That's low importance, but compared to the others, but you should. Clean it out. Get that compressed air can, learn how to take off the cover, clean it out. Make sure there's no dust on your peripherals either. Cleaning peripherals. Your keyboard. Do you know where the #1 area of bacteria that they found in all these tests? The keyboard. More than the toilet. People eat there, you spill things there, you put your hands on things, and then you touch your keyboard. No wonder it's a haven for bacteria. You can actually buy keyboard covers, you know, that you can use so you're not actually touching your keyboard. But it's just general good advice. Clean your monitor, anything that's got dust on it. And don't spray things directly on electrical devices to keep them maintained. Don't spray things on a monitor, because if that moisture or condensation gets into the corner, it can short out the electrical components. You have no idea how strong the electricity or the components, the strength comes out of the monitor. Yes?
What do you clean the keyboard with?
You clean the keyboard with a little brush, or you can clean it with the compressed air by just spraying it between the spaces.
But that doesn't take away the bacteria.
No.
Alcohol.
Alcohol, you can just put a little bit on a piece of cotton, or you can use what's called a PC vacuum. They make these little vacuums that you can actually buy, I think in Tiger Direct and some of the other stores, and it just vacuums it out very gently. Or you can buy an antibacterial keyboard cover. You know, I'm not too sure about that because there's a lot of controversy in the industry now about triclosan, which is used in some of the antibacterial hand things as not being effective in removing bacteria. Just be careful. Don't eat near the PC. Don't drink near it, because crumbs get in there. And I found some keyboards, I turn them upside down, and you get bugs.
Oh, gosh.
Yes.
You say don't spray the monitor?
Don't spray it on the monitor directly. Spray it on a cloth, usually a microfiber cloth, and use that. Some people use a paper towel. Use a paper towel on a keyboard or on a monitor or on a smartphone screen. You'll leave scratches. So you're supposed to use common sense.
Barry, Q-tips and alcohol are good.
That's right, Q-tips.
Q-tips and alcohol. There's another good suggestion. Okay. Now let it run. All right. Finally, defragging the disk. XP users monthly, others not that important. All right. And that's it. Now, what I'm going to show you today next